Hi guys, it's Sunday the 23rd of June 2019. I'm going to give you a technical analysis breakdown of some UK and US stocks on my watch list. Let's get straight into it. Hi guys, it's Enny, aka the Noctrader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. I've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Noctrader on all social media platforms. And if you check the description section below, you'll see a link to my mailing list. If you join my mailing list, you'll get priority access to my free training course that I'm creating for beginner traders on how to trade. And you also get emails every week on the latest videos that I have, and you'll get a breakdown of my entries, my exits, my stop losses, and the reasons behind some of my trades. So let's get straight into it. Okay, I got 2 UK and 4 US stocks today. Gonna go straight into the UK stocks first. So my first one is Barclays. Now we all know that financial sector is having a really hard time. If you check out my video I made on Metro Bank, they're different beasts. They're having their own problems, so you can't really lump them in with all the other banks. But the banking sector in general has been having a really hard time. Low interest rates means they're not making that much money on the interest, and they've been hit with a lot of regulations. Recently they had a regulation to them that stops them from that's going to stop them from charging ridiculous overdraft fees. So you know, in the UK some people might get overdraft fees of about £5 a day for every time that they're in their overdraft. Well, that's going to be capped, so that's another revenue stream that's going to be hamstringed for some of these banks who are already not making the type of profits they want to be making in this current climate. So that's a little bit of a backstory to it, but you know, I'm all about the TA, the technical analysis. So on the daily chart, you can see here that Barclays has not really had a great time. Let me move that. It's not really, yeah, there it is. So they've not had the best time. As you can see here, it's just been selling off since about 2013. Yeah, it's been selling off for some time, and it carries on selling off. But I'm not looking at it from the daily perspective anyway. I'm looking at it from the 4-hour perspective. And the 4-hour chart, this looks very similar to a previous chart. What does this look similar to you guys to? To me, it looks similar to Vodafone. I remember Vodafone. Remember what happened with Vodafone? I'll show it to you now. Vodafone looked exactly the same before it started selling off frantically. Remember, once you start seeing the patterns before, you start looking for it again, and you know how to react to it the next time you see it. I remember I identified Vodafone a while back. So let me just delete this. Vodafone was in the exact same position. It was making a small channel pattern on the 4-hour chart. On the daily, it's been selling off for quite some time. So it was selling off for some time on the daily, and on the 4-hour chart, it made a little channel pattern before it made a big sell-off. I think the same thing's gonna happen to Barclays. I think the exact same thing is gonna happen to Barclays. Just the setup looks exactly the same. On the daily chart, it's been selling off for quite some time. And on the 4-hour chart, it's making a little channel pattern, but I feel like it's winding up to sell off frantically. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks out below this point this week. So this is something I'm looking out for. Ideally, I would in a channel pattern like this. Check my channel pattern video where I talk about how to trade channel patterns, by the way, little plug there. But in my channel pattern videos, I would normally say I'll wait for it to hit support and then maybe wait for it to climb up. But you have to look at the market in its totalitarian, I don't know, you know what I mean. You have to look at it in its the total market, and everything's selling off. 180-day simple moving average is above price and it's curving down. So I would say wait for it to hit this line and short it. I'd say short it. If you're wrong, it'll climb up and you'll stop you out. But if you're right, it's gonna sell off and you're gonna make a big profit. And I really think it's gonna break out. If not in this wave, the next one. But it's already kind of gone up and down a couple times. I'd say break out here. But if it doesn't break out and it goes back to the resistance, then I'd short it at the resistance and just wait for it to break out. But yeah, I'm short on Barclays. Next one is ADM. Don't even have these on my list. I need to add these to my list. Okay, ADM's on the list. Is Barclays on the list? I'll add Barclays to the list. So ADM's next on my. ADM is Admiral Group, insurance company, I think. Yeah. So on the daily, let me get the MACD and RSI. On the daily, it stayed kind of the 180-day simple moving average has acted as a support since about July 2018. So this time last year, every time price has gone back to the 180-day simple moving average, it sat above it as a support and then rallied up. It's done it again here, and it looks like it's going to climb some more. Look at the MACD, the RSI, all pointing upwards. And on the 4-hour chart, yeah, it's making an ascending channel pattern. Very simple pattern to identify. It's quite volatile, but it's still moving in a specific direction. So from here to here took about a month, 200 pips. Here to here took about 2 months, 280 pips. Price, I see price going all the way to the resistance line, but you have to make sure to be if you're gonna long this, you're gonna have to make sure that you're really what's the word? You got a strong stomach, as I like to say, because price will eventually get here, but it's gonna take a lot of ebbs and flows. Look at here. If you took this position from here to here, you would have seen it go up and then nearly lose all of what it's gained in a couple of days, then gain it all back, then lose half of it. So you need to really know that you're in it for the long haul, because if you get scared by these ebbs and flows, you'll probably exit your position and then kick yourself when it ends up getting to where you previously thought it would get. So I do think it's going to climb up, but I do think it's going to take a really crazy pattern towards the top. So you just need to make sure that you're in it for the long haul, and you know how to you have the psychological, the mental strength to handle it being up £100 and then being down £50 and then being up £200 and then being down to, do you know what I mean? Because you know that in the end it's going to get there, and as long as you set your stop loss at a reasonable distance, it won't stop you out before it's reached your limit. Next one is ADNT. This one's more of a recap. I've covered this before. I don't want to just keep going over the same stocks and saying the same things, but ADNT is I'm in this position already. I've taken a long position ADNT. It took a while. I took a position here not knowing that it was going to spend a couple of days just in the negative, but it just needed to break out of this line, and it's done that now. So hopefully we're smooth sailing. If you go on the daily chart, as you can see, it's an ascending channel pattern. I said the only issue I had was if price didn't climb above the 180-day simple moving average, we'd be in trouble. But it's done that now, so I feel like the next week, 2 weeks, I don't know, it will take a little bit of time, but I can see it just shooting up to this resistance line, and that's where I'll take my profit. A nice little sizable profit. I should make about £500 on this trade if everything goes to plan. So that should be a good little tidy little profit for me. Not much to say about that. I'm in the green and I'm just waiting, just sitting on my hands waiting for it to get to where I need it to go to, which is about the $29 mark, something thereabouts. That's where I think I'll exit my position. My other position I'm in is Zagg. Zagg. I've made that joke so many times, but it never gets old. Zagg is doing what I expected it to do. It's a descending channel pattern that met and at the support line that hadn't been broken in ever. It never been broken. So I thought this is gonna be another green position, and lo and behold, it's doing what I expected it to do. I'm in the position in Zagg, and I'm just waiting for it. I'm just waiting now. I'm literally just waiting it out. There's not much I can do. All I just need to do is just wait for it to. My take profit will be about $9. I think it's $9. Or I don't know if it's $9. Yeah, $9. So I'm just waiting for it to go to this resistance line. If I'm optimistic, I can see it breaking out, but I don't want to think that far ahead. I just want to see it get to that line, and then I can see how I play it after that. Remember, descending wedge pattern. When it hits this resistance, probably creep back to the support, and because it's a bullish descending wedge, that means that it entered the wedge from the bottom. Most likely it's going to break out from the top. I remember I also made a video about this in my chart pattern series on wedge patterns a converging wedges patterns. You can check that out on how to trade them. Next one is Hertz. This is let's take a trip way back into time. That's a Boys to Men reference. But anyway, because Hertz was one of the first stocks that I did a technical analysis report on way back in January, and it's still acting crazy, but it's stayed true to this resistance line. If you shorted it here, so I've kind of missed the play here, because if I'd not seen this earlier and I shorted it here, it gapped down on Thursday to Friday, so you would have made 250 pips in one day. It just gapped down. I still think there's a play to be made to here, but as I said before, I'm not into chasing trades. Because it's gapped down halfway already, it could retrace, and I don't want to be caught in a negative position. So, but I still think Hertz is going to make its way down to the bottom. But it's that would have been a great position to take if I had seen it earlier on in the week. But you know, yeah, things happen. There's not much more to say on that. I just to let you know that I think it's going to go back down to the resistance line. If you look at the weekly chart on Hertz, it's not really telling me much either. Yeah, ignore that. Ignore what I said on that. That's not really telling me much. Next is STNG, Scorpio Tanker. It's been making a little bit of a bullish run recently. Scorpio Tanker. It's been climbing, and I think it's ready to climb some more. It broke out of this channel pattern. I made a little bit of money off of it when the channel pattern was occurring, and then it broke out to the upside. Now it's been spent a couple of days just moving sideways, but if you look at the daily chart, there's a method to this madness. The 180-day simple moving average is under the price and it's climbing, so it looks like the bullish move is still continuing. It made a little channel pattern here, made a little ascending triangle here, broke out, and now this looks like a flagpole. If you want to know how to trade flagpoles, check my flagpole video out. I'm plugging all my videos, all my chart pattern videos today, but check those videos out, because those videos will show you how to execute an entry into these type of patterns that you see, so that you minimize risk and you can maximize profits. So I go into depth on specific chart patterns in those videos. Great videos to watch. And what I think is going to happen now is that it's kind of consolidated here, it's going to break out and then carry on another bull run. Rule of thumb with flagpoles is that it's going to climb as much as it climbed when it came in. So this was 700 pips, so that means it's going to go about 700 pips. It's going to go back to here, and that would make sense, because that's a previous kind of, not resistance, but I can see it going to about here. Yeah, so let me delete that, put another one. So it can go to about here. So that's where I'd say my take profit would be if I enter this trade. So that's a cool 500 pips, not too bad. So if you made this, taken this position, you would have made about 800 pips in 300 days. So in 30 days, in a month. So that's not too bad. It's decent winnings. So I can see this breaking out and then climbing all the way up to about the $31 mark, just on the $32 mark, and that would be where I'd take profits if I enter this trade. So let me put a little bar there just to emphasize where my take profit would be. That's where it would be. Okay, so those are my 6 stocks: ADM, BARC, ADNT, ZAGG, HTZ, STNG. Guys, some people ask me what stocks I've want to ask me about these stocks. I also put a little bit of a breakdown in the description section. I type these up. It takes me some time, so if you want to check them out, and just check the description section below, a little short breakdown of basically what I've verbalized in this video. Yeah, so it's me, Eni, aka the Noctrader, signing out.